orders than we usually ever get to our monthly meetings. Wow. Well, I'm sorry we couldn't give you more notice, but we really thought that we needed to have this meeting before we all left for the summer.
May I suggest, Ms. President, that the reason for this apparent upsurge in attendance at this meeting is the agenda items are much more appetizing than the fare you usually serve. Perhaps there's a lesson there for the board to consider going forward.
Thank you, Ted. So, as I was saying, some items have come up that the board felt that we really didn't want to let it fester until we all come back in the fall. So, Pinky, what is it? You wish to say something at this stage of the meeting?
Is this going to take very long? Only my tea time is in 45 minutes. It's the win the gin competition, and I'm the defending champion.
Oh, wouldn't you just bet your life on that?
Oh, shut up, Dennis. What I mean is, are we actually going to go through the whole officer and committee reports before we get to the 3 new items that everybody's interested in? Oh, if we are, it'll take hours, and I'll have to make a call to the club and see if I can get a later time, for my tea. And they are not going to like it, I can tell you. There's a lot of theater in this event. It is a tradition of the committee to have the defending champion, which is me, to be there and accept the prizes for the day from the sponsors. London Sapphire Gin. Before taking that first swing at the bottle for the competition.
Let me get this straight. So you, as the defending champion, not only are supposed to take the first swing off the tea, but also get the first swig off the sponsor's nectar. Well, I don't know about you, but that sounds much better ideal than an ill-fitting green jacket that you did down in Georgia.
No, Dennis. It's not that.
All right, enough you two. Knock it off. If you continue like this, we are never going to get through the agenda. Heck, I just don't know what to do with you two.
If I may offer the chair my experience in such matters elsewhere, I think you can go on with this and make certain that there were time for...
No! Thank you, but this is my responsibility, and I will work it out. I propose that we move immediately to new business items, and I suggest that we do away with the standard agenda. Everybody okay with that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, first off, we need to establish that there's a quorum. We have 4 out of our 5 board members here. We're hoping that Bill Bisley joins us a little later. We really need his help to find out what's happening with the architectural committee, so I hope that he comes later. But anyway, so we have a quorum, that's dealt with. Okay, let's move on. Now we have item 2, which is minutes. Minutes from the last meeting, and you've all seen the minutes and read the minutes and circulated them to the March meeting. May I have a motion to approve and a second, please?
So approved.
Thank you, Dennis. May I have a second, please?
Well, I wrote them, and nobody ever disapproves, so, they never do. So I think I can second my own minutes. Well, excuse me, Wendy, I hate to say it, but I don't think Vicky can do that. What do you mean? Why can't I second my own minutes? I always do at every other meeting.
Well, why do you think Pinky can't second these minutes?
Well, if you remember, Pinky was not able to attend the meeting. Oh, rubbish! Of course I was there. I never miss a meeting.
Oh, wait a minute. Now hold on, Pinky. Irma is right. You did not attend the meeting, and neither did she. As a matter of fact, we had to have that meeting to coincide with Bill's busy schedule. We had to hold it at 9 o'clock at night. And as it happened, I'm the one who took the minutes, and then I gave them to you, Pinky, to be able to post and distribute the next day.
Yes, and only 2 other residents showed up at that meeting. You know, I think they were basically suspicious as to what might be going on in the clubhouse at that time of the day, at that time of night, actually. Still, not to worry, the 3 wise men rode to the rescue of the community once again.
I'm so sorry, Pinky. I thought you would remember that day. It was sort of like the morning after the night before. You know, that heavy date you had with that guy, Rick, some kind of a cop. You were hungover and you asked me to take the minutes. Well, but I couldn't because I was traveling to the other coast to attend my nephew's bar mitzvah.
Oh, God, don't remind me. What a night. I never want to hear about that SOB ever again. Oh, cop. He was more like a robo-cop, if you ask me. He told me he was in highway patrol. But I think that just meant he wanted to patrol the highway looking for women to impress with his uniform and his holster and his nightstick.
Oh, God. Now then, ladies, please stop talking about personal issues. I'm quite sure that all the folks here would like us to get on with the agenda, wouldn't you?
Oh, I don't know, Wendy. I think the amorous adventures of Pinky Patterson would be a welcome addition to any meeting's agenda. Now, be seriously, though. For a minute, we do have a couple of real problems in getting those old minutes approved.
What do you mean, Dennis?
Well, if neither of the ladies can vote on the issue, the only person who can vote here is Bill, and he's not here. You will note that in reaching this conclusion, I have taken into account that you, as president, have never voted on anything.
I take exception to that, Dennis. I pride myself on running a very harmonious board meeting. My vote is the deciding vote in the event of a tie, a 2-2 tie, and I hope to never have to use it.
Well, that's a very interesting response, and I'm sure the residents here would be glad to get that clarification direct from our leader herself. But we do have another problem with this particular issue.
And what is that, pray?
Well, can anybody tell me how you can write the minutes of a meeting that you've never attended, and in turn get those minutes approved and as a record of what actually took place? What does Robert's Rule say about that? I'm sure a clever attorney would cry foul, if not fraud, if any dispute that might subsequently arise.
But that must be BS, Wendy. You know nothing ever happens at these meetings. The agenda's always the same, and you just really don't have to be there to write the minutes. You just copy what was said the last time. I must have done it quite a few times over the years, and you know, nothing ever happens. So what the heck? Wendy, what's the problem here?
Oh, that's enough, Pinky. I think you should leave it there, okay? Personally, I'm not sure we have ever come across an issue like this before. You know, I wonder if any of our residents can offer a word of wisdom from their experiences about what to do with these wretched minutes. How about you, Ted?
What? Oh, yes, of course, dear President, of course. I've had many years of committee experience, even, dare I say, right through to the management currently of the local Paradise Landing Barbershop and Line Dance Ensemble.
Well, Ted, you're a bit of a dark horse, aren't you? I never ever would have seen him as a singer.
Or as a dancer, a line dancer too. Oh, I would love to do that, but I'm a little self-conscious, and I think I would have to have a couple glasses of wine and have a good friend with me, and then I think I could maybe get up the courage to go on the floor.
Well, tell you what, Herbs. Let's you and me talk to Ted later. Maybe we can persuade him to take us both to his club, to show us the ropes and see him perform.
Oh, could we do that, Pinky? I would really love that, and I'm sure that Dennis wouldn't mind babysitting the puppy for just one evening. But I will need your help. Will you help to talk to him, please, Pinky, please?
Well, sure, don't worry about Donald Herbs. He's just a puppy himself as far as I'm concerned. What about you, Ted? Are you up for this? Would you be able to have 2 younger, attractive females for the whole evening?
Well, dear ladies, your wish is my command. Although I must warn you that these days I'm more of an organizer than a performer. Did I ever tell you about the time the college mixed glee club entertained at the big Washington Educational Convention? It was rumored that President Clinton himself had promised to attend. Then there was. Oh, I remember thinking, he is here. Oh my God, my mother would be so proud. What happened next is a bit of a blur as he proceeded to engage with our lead female singer. I often wondered what happened to that girl. Dark hair, not a great voice, but she obviously had other talents. Her name began with an M, I think. Was it Marilyn? No. Was it Mary Lou? Wait a minute. What about Monica? Yes, that was it, Monica. How could I ever forget that name?
Wendy, for God's sake, use your authority. I'm losing the will to live here. I think you've forgotten the reason we called this meeting, and I'm sure a lot of these people here will agree with me. And besides, I've got other things to do today.
Thank you. Yes, Dennis. I must agree, we seem to be in danger of losing the plot here. I've even forgotten the reason we've called this meeting. But anyway, such a shame. Ted, are you telling me that you can offer no precedent from your vast experience with all the committee workings you claim to have been doing with our dilemma with this wretched minutes?
Regrettably, Ms. President, that would appear to be the case.
All right, very well then. I left with no alternative than to declare that the minutes of the March meeting remain unapproved in on my watch. It's a sad day for our HOA. Irma, how are our legal fees? I may need to talk to our attorney about this.
Well, I'm not too certain at the top of my head, Wendy, but if you can give me a couple of minutes, I'll try to access the file from our management company on my iPad. But that may mean that I have to leave the room for a few minutes and go over to Audrey's yard, where the Wi-Fi is so much better than it is here. Will that be okay?
Yes, do whatever it takes to get the minutes. Now then, where does this leave us? Okay. I think we can move on to items of new business. With the first being a request, which is already being considered by our Architectural Review Committee, the ARC, to construct, and I quote, a Chicky Hut bar and boardwalk on Lakeside Lot 23. The homeowner making this request is our own artist in residence, Miss Phoebe LaRue, who has asked the ability to address you herself on this particular proposal. Thank you for being so patient, Fifi.
Sure.
Oh, now this should be real fun.
Now, thank you so much, Wendy, and you are such a darling in these matters. You always are. And you too, Dennis. I mean, I know how you like to tease me, but, you know, and I must say, I'm finding this all so terribly exciting. I mean, I had no idea that these meetings were so technically difficult. I mean, I thought everyone just sat around and talked about what a fabulous place we lived, and then at a certain point, somebody opened a bottle of wine and we celebrated.
Oh, I think, Fifi, you might be getting this meeting mixed up with the book club. Now, their monthly meetings are quite notorious for that sort of thing. Trust me, I know, because I've had to empty the trash bins after many of their meetings.
Oh dear, you know, I do seem to be sort of out of touch. Mind you, I did attend the book club meeting when it all first started, back in the old days, but all they wanted to do was, well, you know, talk about books. And, you know, it seemed to be run by like a bunch of retired English teachers, no offense, and it just went on, and you know, after like 20 minutes or so of that, I would just sort of lose attention and focus, but you know, now that I think about it, I know there are new people involved, and it might be different now, so I should give it another try, and, well, I have recently discovered some very interesting wines from Argentina and Oregon, of all places. I'm sure that
Yes, Fifi, it's all very interesting. Yes, it is. But can we get back to your proposal on the agenda, please? Perhaps you can tell us a little more about it. I know it's got Bill in the ARC and a tizzy, so tell us.
Yes, of course, darling. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up so much of your valuable time. And of course, Pinky has got a golf game to get to, and oh, I do love the color of your outfit. so you know, I know that there are other people who want to speak at the meeting.
Oh, Fifi, thank you, that's so sweet of you. But I'm not too sure if it clashes with my nail color or not.
No.
Ladies, that's enough, Fifi. I'm sorry, but I must insist you have 5 more minutes to tell us about your proposal, or else we are never going to get through this agenda.
Oh, I'm so sorry it took me so long, but I met the Biggenbaums on my way back, and they have the cutest little dachshund dog, and so I had to make a fuss.
What I want to know is, were they properly dressed? You know, walking around this community in skimpy bikini shorts? Huh? Tell me, were they properly dressed?
Well, I don't know, Dennis. I mean, I don't think so. But I really wasn't paying much attention. I was spending all my time with interest in Rommel.
Rommel, who the devil is Rommel?
Oh, I'm sorry, Wendy. Rommel is the dog. And he is just so cute.
Oh my God. Well, I was worried that they may have someone else living with them that we didn't know about, and that would have upset Dennis, our fabulous neighborhood watch commander.
Oh, too damn true, Wendy. Anyway, Irma, were you able to get those legal cost information to me?
Oh, yes, here. Sorry, the Wi-Fi at Audrey's yard was really good, and I had to dodge the sprinklers, which I don't think they're supposed to be on at that time of day, are they? Okay. Well, and yes, we should be able to bear another consultation from the attorney if necessary, and it will put us only slightly over budget for the next month or two.
All right, well, that's some good news. But that Audrey and her sprinkler, when is she ever going to learn? Now, where were we? Oh, yes. Fifi, please tell us about your project.
Oh, poor Wendy, sweetheart. Try to stay calm. You don't want to get too excited. Well, you remember what happened at our last Christmas party when you got so carried away singing the 12 days of Christmas that we had to borrow Bob's wheelbarrow to get you home safely. I don't think Michael will ever forgive me. How did I know that you and Neighbormaster didn't get along?
Don't remind me, this is not my finest moment.
Okay, not to worry, darling. I will be as quick as ever I can. So, I've been thinking about how we might liven things up in time for the next winter season when everybody comes back in town. And so what, my latest favorite watering hole in town is the Pickled Pelican. It's right by the downtown boardwalk, and as I sat in their chicky hut the other day, I was watching the sunset through my raspberry rhubarb margarita, and I suddenly thought, hey, we could do the same thing in our little community. I've got tons of space in my yard and between the swimming pool and the lake, so why not build one there? And guess who then walked into the Chicky Hut bar? Why, none other than our new neighbor, Allie Higgins, and her gorgeous wife, Lily. And not only is she from the UK, she is actually from London itself, which means she is a real Cockney. And, you know, like somebody out of My Fair Lady, right? I mean, she even has the same name, Higgins. And she has the most delightful sort of special language of her own. Mostly comes out when she's had a few cocktails, but you really must see it.
Yes. Thank you, Fifi. How very remiss of me. I should have welcomed and introduced you, Allie, at the beginning of the meeting. I'm really sorry. Please, perhaps you'd like to say a few words to the meeting attendees?
Right you are. Well, if you think I should, Wendy, or Miss Chairman or whatever, I'm not really sure what I should call you. Anyway, I'm Allie Higgins, and I'm the new owner of Lot 54. That's with the wife, of course. Lily O'Neill, as I like to call her. And as Fifi said, I'm a Londoner, an East Ender born within the sound of the Bow Bells, which makes me a true Cockney. Something I'm very proud of. I don't know what Fifi means about having my own language, but I suppose I do sometimes lapse into the old Cockney rhyme and slang whenever I get a bit excited about things. After all, that is, or was, the language of my youth. Not this posh BBC malarkey that you hear on the telly. Anyway, me and Lil have met a few of you, and we hope to get to know more of you once we've got our house set up the way Lil wants it. Is that okay, Wendy?
Yes, that's perfect, Allie. Thank you. We look forward to meeting your good lady, wife, or Lil, or Lily, in due course. So back to you.
Yeah, right, darling. Now, where was I? I do seem to lose the train of thought so easily these days.
Oh yes, I was drinking with Allie at the Pickled Pelican, and I was telling her and her wife about my latest ideas. And guess what? She said she would be very happy to help with the construction. Apparently, she has a real affinity for that handyman projects. I think the British call it DIY. It means do it yourself. Isn't that adorable? So maybe we can invite the men to help. Oh, I can just see it now, their muscles rippling, their torsos gleaming in the sunlight as they work on my building. Hey, you know, maybe the women could all dance around with jugs of beer or water, you know, whatever. I mean, it could be the most spectacular social event we have ever staged, darlings.
Yes. That's all very well, Fifi, but I don't think our bylaws allow you to construct anything on your yard. Where did I read that? Can anyone help me?
Oh, not my responsibility. responsibility, Wendy, since you maybe stepped down from the ARC last year, remember?
Well, don't look at me. I can't remember the last time I read the bylaws, if I ever did. Well, I don't even know where my copy is.
Well, I wonder if this is what you were thinking of, Wendy. It's on page 15, Article 11, Use Restrictions. Item 10, subsection 4, paragraph 7, point C, sentence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which says, no storage unit, septic tank, or any construction of a temporary nature shall be used on any lot at any time.
Now, Wendy, darling, hold on just a second. My proposal is none of those things. It most certainly is not going to be a storage unit or a septic tank. I mean, whatever that is, it sounds repulsive. And it is intended to be a permanent feature of the lakefront.
Well, it seems to me she has a point there, Wendy.
What is it, Tiggy?
I can't believe it. I just got a message from the club captain. It says, if you are not here in the next 15 minutes, I will have no alternative but to let Margot take your place on the podium with the sponsors and on the first tee. Oh, Margot Snitherwaite. That two-faced, that plastic enhanced, that BITCH. Oh, she's never forgiven me for winning the Better Ball Foursomes last year with her whip of a husband. Oh, as my partner yet. Killer, that's what I'll do. Oh, I'm sorry, Wendy, but this is much more important to me than this silly, special meeting. Oh, I've had enough. I'm off. I've got my reputation to defend, and sorry too, Phoebe. I love your idea. I'd vote for it any day, and if you can make it happen, you just count me in for opening day, okay?
Oh, thank you, Pinky darling. That means so much to me. And I hope you get there in time. And well, and I hope your balls behave themselves today. Or whatever it is you golfers wish for.
Oh, yeah, yes, yeah.
Oh, better and better. This meeting may well go down in history as a classic. Now, Wendy, I don't know if you realize what this means. With no Pinky and Bill unlikely to get here at this late stage, we're struggling with our quorum of directors, which is now down to the bare minimum of 3. So, if we do need to talk to anyone on a vote, I'm afraid you might have to change your habit of a lifetime and actually vote.
Oh dear. What do we do now? Well, first thing first. Irma, would you please take minutes? That will help.
Oh, yes, of course, if you insist, Wendy, but although I have to say that I'm not very good at that sort of thing.
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll do a fine job. Now, can we move on? Fifi, have I finished hearing from you? There are 2 other items on our agenda, and I have lunch scheduled with Michael in like 35 minutes.
Oh, no, darling, you have not finished with me yet because I haven't explained to you the very most exciting part of this whole plan. So now let me tell you about the boardwalk. It'll be glorious, and we'll have a small dock out in front of the Chicky Hut bar, and guess what? Allie says she can build it. She's done this sort of thing before.
Oh, yes, well, it's not too difficult, John. It just means lying some sort of deck in town, and I did this to me dear old mum's back garden in Bethnal Green. That's in East London. Oh, sorry, you call it a yard, don't you?
Yeah.
I did it to cover up the subsidence she had after they found an unexploded bomb from World War II under the gooseberry bushes behind the greenhouse.
Really, Fifi? I am sure our bylaws are not gonna allow you to do that. The county will want a say in our own bylaws.
Now calm down, Wendy, darling, and let me finish. Darling Ellie is proposing to build a little sailing dinghy with a motor because she wants to fish or something, something on the lake. And she's offering to provide a water taxi service free of charge for the residents on the other side of the lake from me. So that means that people will not have to walk all the way around the community to get to have fun at my little bar. By the way, I'm calling it the Twilight Zone. Isn't that adorable? And importantly, it means that we can get everyone home safely if they've had too many cocktails. I mean, does that not sound like a real community service?
Yeah.
Well, it's nothing really, Fifi.
Well, I don't know. What do you think, Ellie?
Well, it's nothing, Fifi. I'd be really happy to help. After all, no one likes to be seen staggering home. I mean, if they've had too many bevies in our little bit Brahms and Liszt, if you know what I mean.
Brahms and Liszt, what are you talking about?
Oh, sorry, Wendy. I'm afraid I went back to my roots there for a moment. It's an example of your Cockney rhyme and slang. See, if someone has had too much to drink, we say, look at him, he's Brahms and Liszt. In other words, he's pissed. Oh, sorry, Wendy, I really shouldn't have said a word like, oh well. But anyway, it rhymes, Brahms and Liszt, pissed. I've said it again.
Oh dear, I feel as though I'm losing the
Losing the
plot.
plot. Are you sure we ever had one?
If I may offer a suggestion, Ms. to help with this dilemma, why not ask the Admirable Irma to take another look at the bylaws? I'm sure there's something there about not being allowed to run a business from your home. And running a bar, as the delightful Fifi proposes to do, certainly sounds like a business to me.
Ah, noted. That
No. I'm sorry to disappoint you both, darlings. But I'm not proposing to charge anybody for their cocktails. But I must have enough wine and spirits in my house already to stock the bar for the whole first season. And if they don't like my selection, well, they can bring their own, just like they do with the pool parties.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, Wendy, but I'm not certain how you want this to be recorded in the minutes. So, when you said noted just now, did you mean noted as if you had noted Ted's comment? Or did you mean no Ted? As if you were not prepared to consider his suggestion. Not that doesn't complicate matters, but I just wasn't sure and I wanted to get it right.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. At this stage, Irma, I haven't the slightest idea what I meant. And I really wish that Bill was here. I know he was working on this. He told me he'd speak to the county about permits and things. I know. We'll call him. I've got his number in my phone. And I have my phone. That's it. Hey, Dennis, why don't you give Bill a call, and I'll keep the agenda going here.
I suppose if I must, or else we'll be here until Christmas. Let's see. Hi, Bill. This is Dennis calling you from the board meetings on Wendy's phone. We need your input on Fifi's latest madcap scheme because we're just going around in a circle. So if you get this message in the next 30 minutes, please give us a call back. Or we may lose our leader to cardiac arrest.
Why is everything so difficult today? Very well put, Dennis. Diplomatic as usual. Okay, well, we hope Bill will respond. And in the meantime, let's move on to new business item B, which is a report that a rotary clothesline has been installed in the backyard of Lot 54. Now, I happen to know that that definitely is prohibited by our bylaws, so why do you think we should allow you to ignore this rule, Ally?
Well, first of all, because I booked the blessed thing before the professor here told me about your, what do you call them, bylaws? Secondly, because I have no idea what he was talking about. Nobody ever showed me no bylaws. And thirdly, because my Lil has always had a rotary clothesline wherever we have lived. Very house proud, my Lil. And she wants one here, so that's good enough for me.
Oh, sorry, I was only trying to help Ally before one of our more fussy neighbors complained officially. And just for the record, Irma, I was never a professor in my academic life. My skills were more strategic, managerial, and if you like, they were. I was and became the principal of not one, but 2 private colleges in the Midwest. Why, I remember...
Yes, duly noted, Ted, duly noted. That's N-O-T-E-D. Noted, not noted. Okay, Irma? Okay, look, I thought we had solved this problem of the bylaws. I thought that there was a process in place that as every new resident moved in as part of the welcome pack, they got a copy of the bylaws. So why didn't Ally get a copy of her bylaws, Pinky?
Oh, she's not.
Pinky?
Oh, you're right there, Wendy, in more senses than one, I suspect. So, good luck with that as a strategy. Now, you heard Pinky say earlier that she had no idea where her copy of the bylaws is. I think she probably had more important things on her mind, like her reputation at the golf club.
Again, not very helpful, Dennis. Look, Ally, I'm really sorry you didn't get a copy of the bylaws. I personally promise you'll get a copy before the end of the day, but we can't escape the fact that what you've done is against the rules and regulations that we live by. And I'm afraid you just can't move in here and do things as you wish, because if it became generally known, who knows, you know, we may have others follow suit, and then where would we finish up? Oh, dear, I'm just sorry. You're gonna have to stop using this clothesline thing. And that's my final word on the subject.
Now look here, Wendy. I didn't come here looking for no balmy rubble. But if that's the way you want to play it, then I'm more than ready. You better Adam and Eve it. I've tried very hard to fit in here, and I've had a good butcher's hook around the community, spoken to as many people who wants to speak to me, and offered to help with any little jobs, like with Fifi, whenever I can. But the Babe Ruth is, most people just don't want to know. Very disappointing, that. Because we could have had a house anywhere in this town, but Twilight Acres was recommended as being a nice, friendly place to live. Looks like we could have been wrong. All those silly rules you have. So that's it for me. I'm off to the Frog and Toad and to have a chat with all of this with my trouble and strife, to see where we go from here. You'll have to sort out this little banana-rama on your own. Well, you know where I live, and once you come to your senses, you can get me on the dog and bone.
Isn't she just magnificent when she's angry?
Oh dear. Can somebody just translate that into English. Do you understand what she was saying, Dennis?
Hey, don't look at me. I'm still trying to see where the story of Adam and Eve might fit into Twilight Acres. And I've no idea what a butcher's hook might look like. I guess it has to do with her passion for fishing. Perhaps it's a special kind of a fishing pole they use in the UK. After that, I'm afraid I just switched off.
Well, I wasn't able to catch everything that Allie said, but I found it terribly interesting. I mean, it was rather like doing a cryptic crossword puzzle, and I do so love crossword puzzles, don't you? Oh well, now I was able to write down Barney Rubble. I'm pretty sure he's a cartoon character from the Flintstones TV show. And then Babe Ruth, he was an old baseball player, I think, or maybe, yes, that's it. More recently, he's been a candy bar. And finally, Bananarama, well, I seem to remember there was an all-girls pop group in the UK, but I'm afraid I don't know any of their hit records. Does that help at all?
Norma, it doesn't help one iota. It pains me to say this, but I don't think there's any way we can resolve this today. Well, let's move on. See if we have any more luck with the third and final item on our agenda. But Dennis, I believe this one is down to you.
Thank you, Wendy. I have been asked to raise this by the Clutterbugs. Ray and Raymond from Lot 15, who now have gone back to Chicago for the summer. They approached me in my official capacity as your neighborhood watch coordinator and asked if we can do anything about a very, very disturbing habit that they have witnessed from their new roofmates, the Feigenbaums.
What exactly was this disturbing behavior?
Well, this is a very delicate matter, Wendy. So I think the best thing I can do is to relate the story as they told it to me, okay? Right. So, this is what they said happened. Margaret, that's Mrs. Clutterbug, who, by the way, has a problem with her nerves, is a very keen gardener. Well, one evening, when she was out tending her prize roses, she heard excited noises and voices and laughter coming from her neighbor's lanai. And not having met the family, she went over to see what the problem was and introduced herself. Well, what happened next really defies belief. For sitting on the lanai, drinking freely, were not just 2, but 6 generously proportioned adults, all completely naked.
Oh my God, what did poor lady do?
Well, that's not the best of it, or I should say the worst, I say. Anyway, Mr. Feigenbaum, that's Ralph, I think that's what his name is, he got up out of his chair, brandishing a wine bottle, and came toward her with open arms to welcome her.
Oh, I say, this family are obviously naturists. It's probably a cultural thing.
That is interesting. As I said before, and I'll say it again, Wendy. Now, we've got to get more serious about vetting people who want to buy in here. Especially as I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. Foreigners. I think the FBI might be interested.
Come on, Dennis. I think you're getting a little carried away with your conspiracy theories. What I want to know is, what happened next to poor Mrs. Clutterbuck?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, apparently she let out an ear-piercing scream and fainted on the spot. Her husband rushed out of the house and found her impaled upon the bougainvilleas, which incidentally will probably not survive. He managed to get her back in the house and immediately called for professional help.
Oh, now, Dennis, what do you propose should happen next? I mean, has anyone tried to speak to the Feigenbaums? Was this just a one-off occasion, or is it something they're likely to be serial offenders and upset the other homeowners. Your neighborhood watch, Commander, what the heck are you gonna do about it?
Well, first, let me try and answer those questions in order. The Feigenbaums were contacted on behalf of the Clutterbugs, but we didn't seem to get an answer. Apparently, Mr. Clutterbug's English is quite limited. Secondly, there have been no other sightings as far as I know. And thirdly, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, if you want real protection around this community, give me the tools to do it. And I've said it before, and this is what I need a CCTV system. Now, in this day and age, I suggest that it's imperative. I've done my homework and I reckon for less than $1,000 per home, we could set up a system to cover the front entrance, the clubhouse, and provide some coverage for each home. Why, we could monitor everyone's movements, just like they do on TV.
Oh, that's enough, please. We're all well aware of your feelings on this matter, but today is not the day to bring it up. You need to raise it before the budget committee meeting in the fall and see if you can get more support for it than you did last year. Or come to think of it, the year before that. You know we don't have that kind of money in our reserves. And in order to raise that kind of money, we'd have to do a special assessment on our homeowners. And we all know our homeowners need a special assessment.
All right, but just don't blame me if we get other suspicious people wanting to move in here who don't want to follow the rules. And talking about rules, the Clutterbugs asked me if the board would introduce a new bylaw to officially ban all forms of nudity in the community. I said I will pass the request on.
Hallelujah, darlings, another divine intervention. This clubhouse must have been built on consecrated ground. I better check to see if the zoning extends to my lot. Certainly make things a lot easier to get done.
This will be Bill. Oh, terrific. Now we're getting somewhere. Hello, Bill. Thank goodness we managed to hook up with you. We desperately need your help. Hello? Hello? Hello, Bill? Can you hear me, Bill? You're not Bill. Then who am I speaking with? Michael. Michael. Who are you again?
Hey, it's your husband. You're married to Michael.
Oh my God. Michael, sweetheart. Oh, I'm so glad you called, Michael. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course I know it's you. Bill? I didn't call you. Bill must be something on the line. Yeah, the meeting. Yeah, meeting's still going on, I'm afraid. I don't know for how long. No, I haven't forgotten about our lunch date. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. Well, I can't really tell you when I'll be home. Do you think you could push the reservation back about 30 minutes? No, huh? How about 15? Oh, he hung up on me.
Everything under control at home, Wendy?
I'm sorry about this. It's my husband. I have to take it. I'm sure you understand. Hello, Michael, dear. I'm so glad you called back. I think we got cut off. Hello, Michael? Can you hear me? What do you mean you're not Michael? Then who am I speaking to? Bill? Bill who? Bill Bisley? Should I know you?
It's him. You know, the ARC, the man you want to get in touch with.
Ah, my goodness, Bill. Bill, how are you? Thank you so much for calling back. No, of course I knew it was you, Bill. Michael? I didn't call you Michael. Must have been something on the line, no problem. Where are you anyway? So you won't be joining us at the meeting this morning? Oh dear, that's a pity. We urgently need your advice on Fifi's request. What was that? It's a very bad line. I've lost him. Hello, Bill. Thanks for ringing back. Now, where were we? Oh, I see. You said you have spoken to the county about Fifi's proposal, and basically they're not interested in a chickie hut. That would need to be dealt with under our own bylaws.
And we already know the answer to that, don't we?
Oh, Eureka, darling, it looks like it's all gonna happen.
Oh my gosh, everything's going crazy here. It looks like Bill just sent me a text, and I have no idea what this says. I don't know that texting language. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Wendy, join the 21st century, why don't you? Look. Give it to me and let me read it. Okay, a claim has been filed to have the common areas redesigned as a wildlife preserve. Now, if this claim is successful, and it will take at least 3 months to decide, it means that it will not be possible to construct a boardwalk through that area and down to the lake.
Oh dear, Wendy, where does that leave me?
Hold on, there's more. The people who service our lake and fountain have also recently notified the county that we have a large and growing number of rare species of fish. And before you ask me, no, I've never heard of that either. But apparently these species are high on the native wildlife endangered list. The Florida Wildlife Commission has been alerted. They are immediately preparing a prohibition order to ban fishing and traffic of any kind on the lake immediately.
Oh, good heavens. Who would have thought our little community could harbor so many interesting secrets? Well, that being the case, I regret to announce that for the 3rd time this morning, we will not be able to reach a final decision on this new business item. I'm very sorry, Fifi, but you're gonna have to go back and reconsider your plans. Of course, you still could construct your chickie hut, as we've learned, as far as the bylaws go, but you will not be allowed to create that water taxi service across the lake. What a frustrating morning. Oh my God, all that effort, and we haven't been able to resolve one single thing on this agenda.
And it's not all Wendy. Somebody has got to be brave enough to tell Allie that she forgot her dinghy and her fishing, because Big Brother has spoken. Dread to think how she will take that.
If I may make an observation, Ms. President, I think the message to the community from today's meeting should be nil desperandum. These extraordinary events should lead directly to an increase in curb appeal for Twilight Acres, a real shot in the arm for property values. Once the word gets round, people will want to join a community that seeks to save the planet for future generations. My only concern is how darling Fifi feels about this setback to her most bold and audacious.
And my only concern is that we will definitely need a CCTV system if all the freaks and geeks out there suddenly start descending upon us.
Now, please, y'all, don't you worry about me. I'm just gonna go to Cape Cod for the summer, and I will take all my energies out on sharing my schemes for next year with my daughter and my granddaughter. And if you don't mind, Wendy, I'm gonna take my leave. I feel the need for a very large drink.
Thank you, Fifi. Gracious as always. I guess it just remains for me to request a formal motion to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, willingly proposed.
Can I have a seconder, please?
Well, I guess that would have to be me. And may I say, Wendy, that this has been, well, the best meeting I've ever been to. And I've learned so many new things that I can't wait to share it with Dennis when I get home. And if Pinky was here, I know what she would say. She would say, this was one hell of a meeting. Did I say that? Oh.
Hallelujah. I never thought I'd see the day when our Irma, our innocent abroad, would use a word like that.
Well, I guess that's Michael. I guess it's time for me to take my leave.